Here we are on Gods of Rock, and I'm super excited now. We've got our good friend, the legend, that is Krusher, who is so badass, Sharks have dedicated a week to him.
Oi, oi.
And if he was around at the time of Michelangelo, they would have done a fucking sculpture of him.
Fucking right they would, with a bigger fucking penis.
Yeah, exactly. So, and thank you for coming along to do part 2, Krusher.
Yes. I can't remember what I said in part 1.
You said I was a very attractive young man and you didn't want to think it had gone unnoticed.
Right. We'll fucking leave that.
Right. We got as far as your time at Kerrang.
Kerrang, have we done Kerrang? Have we done how I got sacked from Kerrang?
No.
No.
You were still flourishing at the point we left.
Oh, I was flourishing, right, yeah. Well, basically, Kerrang, it went through, when I joined, it was at Covent Garden. And then I think from Covent Garden, if my memory serves me well, we went to Mornington Crescent in this amazing building, which was based on Egyptian sculpture. There's not many buildings in London that are based around Egyptian sculpture. It's a big building. It had several floors, and it was fucking big. I mean, Spotlight Publications had the whole of the first floor, and we had in that first floor, I think we had like Music Week, Debrett's, Record Mirror, Sounds, Kerrang, and I think we also had a female magazine, which I don't think it was Cosmopolitan. It's something like Over 21 or something like that. I know that they spunked a lot of the fucking Kerrang profits in keeping that women's magazine alive, which we were all pissed off about. I told you about trying to throw the stereo out the window, didn't I?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this is quite an involved story, actually, because it involves the guy who I believe actually is possibly wholly responsible for the decline of Kerrang, and it's a guy called Dave Kiss of Death Henderson. And he, when we were at Mornington Crescent, I believe he was working for Sounds. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I think I'm fucking right. He was given 2 chances to try to produce 2 new music magazines, not magazines, but music, you know, let's say magazines for the fucking sake of it, you know, and one of them I think was called Underground, right? And they threw a lot of fucking money at it. I can't remember if it was weekly or monthly. I'm sure it was fucking probably monthly. But I remember walking past, because it was a big open plan office, and I remember walking, they'd given him this little corner, you know, to set up his camp for Underground or whatever the fuck it was. Fucking pile of fucking shit was what it was actually really called. And he had this little corner. I remember walking past and seeing that he had this fucking state-of-the-art stereo system. And I was like, fuck me. And I think the next day I went to the office and I was like, how come he's got a fucking state-of-the-art stereo system? We've had a fucking stereo system, you know, that we've had for the last fucking, you know, fucking God knows how many years, you know, and it's obviously done its duty and should be retired. And it was like, oh, well, you know, it's Dave Henderson, you know, they're fucking throwing money at him. And I was like, well, this is, I think Jeff Barton was away, actually. And I was like, well, this is fucking outrageous. And I just pulled it was one of those stereo systems that was, you know, it's a complete stack. You know, it had the cassette, you know, the album player on the top, you know, a CD in it, you know, a fucking radio, you know what I mean? Stack of fucking shite. And I pulled the plug out and started swinging it around my head, right? And then I noticed that one of the windows was open, and the window actually, if I'd have managed to throw it out of the window, which is what my intention was, but thankfully John Houghton and I think several people stopped me. But what it would have done is that through that window would have gone down to the ground floor, where all the fucking Porsches and very flash cars of the advertising company that was on one of the other floors of the building were in, and I would have damaged one of those cars, no doubt. So I was stopped. But you know, I didn't actually smash it, but we did get a new stereo system. But as I say, Dave Henderson, I remember him. He used to walk. We actually did get moved from one part of the building to another, and I think at the time when we were in this one part of the building, Sounds was a bit further down, and they used to come walk. You know, their staff would walk through our part of the office, and he would always walk through, and he would be going, "Oh, heavy metal fucking shit," you know, just being derogatory about us. You know, he might have been tongue in cheek, but you know, I knew he fucking meant it. Yeah. Anyway, Underground fucking failed. Everything he fucking tried to do failed, right? And then eventually he left and went to work for EMAP. And when EMAP bought us, he became like fucking head honcho of Kerrang. And you know, that's what, as I say, it just went down the fucking pan very quickly. But going back, you know, Mornington Crescent, from Mornington Crescent, I think, if my memory serves me well, I think we went, it was magnificent. We went to the Daily Express building on Blackfriars Bridge, owned by Lord Stevens, I believe. And that was just a fucking great place. 7 stories. You had the Daily Express, the Sunday Express. I think you had the Daily Star. You had Auto Express. They were all in this building, and we were on. I can't remember. I think we were on the 5th floor, and it had a subsidised bar. It had a subsidised fucking restaurant, and there was a big statue of Lord Stevens. I think it was Lord Stevens, his name, in the foyer as you walked in past reception, and everybody told us, "Oh, look at the statue. Take a good look at the statue, right? Because Lord Stevens, he had like a penthouse on the on the you know, the top of the fucking building with his helicopter pad, and they say he often just comes down from his penthouse and will just descend on you, you know, unannounced, and walk round and start asking you questions. You know, not in a nasty way, but just, you know, that was his one. And I got on really well with his butler. I can't remember his name, but he's a fucking fantastic little old fucking Irish guy. He looked like a fucking leprechaun, to be quite honest. He had the worst wig in the world. And we used to have little sessions at lunchtime, you know, drinking, and he would tell me what's going on in Lord Stevens' world, and I'd tell him what's going on in the rock world. Anyway, one day, fucking the lift opens, and I've got my back to the lift, but I can see Jeff Barton's eyes fucking just come out on stalks, and he's going, "It's Lord Stevens," which all goes around the office, right, on your best behaviour, put the fucking drugs away, put the alcohol away, you know. And he's walking around and he's asking, and he comes up to me and he says, "Now, this Kerrang magazine, it's all about bashing and crashing symbols, isn't it?" And I was like, yes, your lordship, absolutely, your lordship, fantastic, pulling at my fetlock. and then he moved on, and it was a good visit. He liked us and left us alone, but we'll come back to that afterwards because we'll carry on actually, because this is what actually happened. It was an Easter weekend, and I think obviously we'd have finished on the Thursday and come back in on the Tuesday. And when we get back in on the Tuesday, there's all hell breaking loose. And it's like board meeting, sounds, record mirror, Kerrang. Lord Stevens is going to fucking chair it, and it's happening in 20 minutes, right? So we all crowd into the fucking boardroom, and he goes, right, I have sold sounds, I've sold Kerrang, and I've sold record mirror. I think the deal with sounds was that it wasn't even, it was finished. Sounds, that was it. You're gone. Fucking no more fucking sounds. Record mirror, I think, survived for a while. I could be wrong, but I think record mirror survived. And he goes, when this meeting's over, there are a series of coaches waiting at the bottom of the building, which will take you to your new offices. You will be shown your new offices. You will then get back on the coaches, return to this building, clear your desks, and fuck off, basically. And so we were like, fuck, whoa. And it was literally the meeting finished, and we had to get on this fucking, this is the Kerrang staff, get onto this coach. And there was a guy called Tom Maloney, the fucking phony, who was the managing director of EMAP, sat at the front of the bus. And I was about a few seats up from him, going towards the back. And anyway, so as we're driving off, he goes, now, no need to panic, no need to panic. We totally understand and we love Kerrang, and we know how it's made. We know it's not the normal, way that magazines are put, and we're not going to interfere with it in any way whatsoever. We just want you to continue doing the magnificent fucking job you're doing. So eventually we get to this, I think it's in Gray's Inn Road. And it's a big old Victorian house. So we've gone from this 7-story super building with subsidised bar and a subsidised fucking restaurant to this old fucking Victorian house, which has been, I think it's 2, and they've been, knocked the walls down so it's a bit bigger, into this just a, big fucking double room. And all the windows, there was no light coming in because there were videotapes going, just covering the windows. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Piles of videos just on the window ledges of every window. So obviously what had been there before must have been some sort of video magazine, review magazine. And it was just a fucking shithole. And we're all looking at each other. And I said, and I sort of pointed to the videos, and Tom Maloney goes, oh yes, they'll be gone by the time that you come back later this afternoon when you've cleared your desks and, bring everything over. So we kind of like, okay, so we all piled back on the coaches. It took me about 2 minutes to clear my desk, which was mostly just a fucking couple of drawers of empty Jack Daniels bottles and a few pens, because I think, let me think, had we gone? No, we hadn't gone computer-wise. So no, I did have a few, like my scalpels and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure. No, I'm pretty sure that it was the old-fashioned cut and paste way. Anyway, it took me 2 minutes to clear my desk, and I go down to pay my tab at the bar. And everybody in the buildings by this time knows. And I had some great mates on the Daily Star, the entertainments page, who used to tell me all the gossip, and I used to tell him all the gossip. We were working on actually going to meet Oliver Reed for a drink, which never came to that. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Fucking Oliver Reed, Anyway, sadly, that never fucking happened. But anyway, I got to the bar. They said, right, what's my tab? They go, no tab. And at the time, I was drinking Smirnoff Blue Label.
Oh dear.
And the barman got what was probably about a half pint glass, but a nice one, elegant, tall. And he poured, and I'm not joking, it must have been about 3/4 full, and then put a bit of orange juice in it. You could see the orange juice, little flakes of it just go through the vodka, right? And I was like, you sure I've got no, you've got no fucking tab here, mate. You're good. So we had to get back on the fucking bus. So I just downed it in one, which I could in those days. Because I'm going back a bit, right? My day at Kerrang, so I'd get in, I don't know when I'd get in probably between 9 and 10 o'clock if they were fucking lucky. I was freelance, I could do what the fuck I wanted, as long as I got the magazine done. And the bar would open at 11. And I wish I could remember his name because he was a fucking good bloke, but he was the editor of the entertainment page on the Daily Star. And both of us would be there waiting for them to, lift the fucking shutters on the bar. And we didn't even have to say anything, but because we both have a triple Blue Label vodka. No ice, nothing, just triple Blue Label vodka down in one, right? Then we'd have another triple Blue Label vodka with a little bit of orange juice in this time. And then we'd have a little chat, 5-10 minute chat about what's going on in the world. And by that time, that would have gone. And then we would have another triple Blue Label vodka down in one. And we would go off to our desks to work, except that we would be back at the bar at 1 o'clock because it's fucking lunchtime, right? And we'd go through the same fucking procedure, but we get a few more downers because it's fucking lunchtime. Anyway, that was kind of like the day. And then sometimes I would get back to the office and I would pass out under my desk and everybody, just leave him alone, he's fine, he'll come to. And I, no matter what state I was in, I always managed to get the magazine done. So anyway, back to the day they fucking sold us. So I've down this fucking half pint of fucking vodka. Back on the tour bus, the tour bus, tour bus from hell, and which has still got fucking Tom Maloney the phony on it, and we drive back to the offices, and by now the vodka's started to kick in, and when we get into the offices, he'd said that those videos would be removed. He said by the time you come back, all those videos, it's all going to be gone. Nothing had changed. So I walked up to the window and put my hand down the side of one of these great piles of, there's probably about 20 videos high by about 4 or 5 videos across,
Yeah.
It's hundreds of videos. And I just fucking dragged them off. And they all come, tremendous fucking noise falling onto the floor. And I got to the second window and I'm fucking cleared that. And I'm going for the third window. And by this time, everybody's going, for fuck's sake, Krusher, stop. And I can see Tom Maloney's face just fucking turning, purple with rage. And he goes, how old are you? And I said, I'm 4.5 and I'm regressing fucking fast, you lying fucks. You said it will all be cleared, right? And then Jeff Barnes, like, right, Krusher, fucking come here. And he goes, right, you're fucking going home now, right? And when you go out, you apologise to him as you go leaving through the door. So I go over and I go, sorry. And he goes, right, I expect we'll see you tomorrow morning. I said, actually, no. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing a radio show for the BBC. Well, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon then. No, actually, I'm doing my TV show for ITV. And it was like, fuck you, you fucking wank. I'm freelance, by the way. I do my own hours, but I get the job done. And walked. And that was it. My fucking days were numbered. It took him a year. And no, I almost did. There was a point where, I'm 4.5 regressing fast, that the vodka had really kicked in, and I was going for him. And I think John Houghton and someone else pulled me off. John Houghton got me out of a lot of fucking scrapes, to be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, that was it. My days were numbered. And from the old Gray's Inn Road, or whatever it was fucking called, the Victorian building, which was very near where Charles Dickens used to live, actually, in London. Right. That was the only nice thing about it. We moved to Carnaby Street. Kerrang moved to Carnaby Street. And that was quite interesting there, because obviously it's a great part of town, but you could tell that things were and grunge was starting and all that stuff. So there was stuff afoot that wasn't that it wasn't going as well as it used to go. Let's say that. Then they brought in the fucking Robin Dorian, the new editor. And then basically, because she also designed, she had different ideas to the way that Kerrang should look than, the way it had looked. The way it looked fucking brilliant when I was fucking designing it. And the reason why I got fucking put up for Designer of the Year twice at the British Publishing something awards, Okay, I didn't fucking win it, but it meant I got highly commended, and meant that I was considered to be, one of the top 5-6 magazine designers in the country. But no, anyway, so there I am. It's I've just finished. Because I'm actually, that afternoon, I've got to go and MC and DJ at the first KISS European convention at the Astoria, which I was looking forward to so much, because I fucking hate KISS with a vengeance. But the money was good, and it was like, yeah, I'll do it. Not knowing what was going to happen. So my plans were that, I was in there fairly early at Kerrang. I only had like one feature to design, and the cover. Had to just do the cover, which actually had Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler on it. I think talking about Live After Death. I could be wrong. No, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, because I think that's right. The very first cover that I did for Kerrang had Tony Iommi on, and then they were talking about Live After Death. No, Live Evil. Sorry, Live Evil. Yeah. And the last one, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. Some fucking shit that they were doing in 1993. But it's funny that that the first one and the last one should be, Sabbath on the cover, especially with my Sabbath connection as well. Anyway, I finished the cover and I'm done. And it's just gone 11 o'clock. And farting Barton comes over and he goes, right, do you want to go for a drink? And I'm like, fucking hell, what's wrong with him? He's one of these 1 o'clock drinkers, like, of course I fucking go for a drink, So we went round to the corner to the old coffee shop. It was a great pub, just around the corner from Carnaby Street. And I sit down, and he goes and gets me a pint. He comes over, sits down, gives me the pint. He goes, right, EMAP is advertising for a new art director for Kerrang, and we don't want you to apply.
Okay, now a bit brutal.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, and because you're freelance, we're going to give you 3 months severance pay, which we think is very generous because you're freelance. You know, the fact that I'd fucking worked my ass for you for the fucking last 10 years and made it look such a great fucking magazine obviously didn't come into the fucking equation, because Tom Maloney and fucking Dave Henderson, they were behind all of this fucking shit. And so, yeah, I then got completely, I went back to the office, picked my bag up and stuff. Obviously, I couldn't clear my desk because I had to go to the KISS convention. But I could tell as soon as I got back in the office, everybody knew. Everybody had known way before I fucking knew. You know, I was the last to find out. And they're like, oh, really sorry, really sorry. Yeah, fucking. We'll keep in contact. And we'd I'd hardly kept in contact with any of them, to be quite honest. And then I got fucking slaughtered, absolutely slaughtered. I was so bad that they'd let me do the emceeing at the KISS European convention, but they wouldn't let me DJ because my DJing skills were not quite up to the usual high standard that they were expecting. The mega mixers I'd be doing. But anyway, about halfway through the afternoon, I'm still standing just about, and someone comes up from the Astoria staff, comes over and says, there's a phone call for you in the production office. And I'm like, oh, excellent. And I go into the production office and pick the phone up. Hello, is Krusher here? Oh, this is Metal Hammer. It's Harry from Metal Hammer. We hear that you're available to work for us. I go, yes. He goes, what were Kerrang paying you? And I said, oh, blah, blah, blah. He goes, right, we'll double that. When can you start? And I said, I'm going to need at least a month to get over the pain. Right? And then basically I walked out of a job and had a job, several hours later for a monthly magazine, paying me twice as much as I was getting for a fucking weekly magazine. Yeah. So yeah, it was happy days. But what I didn't know that was the alcohol and drug consumption at Metal Hammer made fucking us lot at Kerrang look like fucking Andy Pandies. I mean, I lasted a year. I seriously lasted a year. And, I'm only doing a monthly magazine, but it was like, no, I can't fucking take this. I was driving, it was in Hammersmith, and I lived in fucking Bermondsey. And I'm driving to and from work every day. And I am off my fucking tits behind that fucking steering wheel, right? And I knew the route backwards, right? I could have done blindfold, except for the fucking traffic lights. But because it was, normally during rush hour times I was driving, the traffic was so slow. I could, I was always in control of the car. I never fucking crashed. I never fucking hurt anybody. I did that for fucking, a whole fucking, well, I drove quite drunk for quite a long time in London. I know I'm proud of it. I'm not proud of it. Well, I'm proud I didn't fucking kill anybody or fucking have a crash. But, I moved to the fucking country And now I've got a fucking 3-year fucking driving ban. You know, it's wrong. It's fucking
It's wrong, mate. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, get back to the story. Metal Hammer, I lasted a year. And then I'm assuming this was about 94. And then my life started to fall apart, actually. The last job, because the BBC radio show had gone, Metal Hammer and Kerrang had gone, the Hippodrome had gone. I still had the TV show, but what we didn't know was at Christmas 95, they were going to fucking pull the plug on that as well. And then after 95, I just fucking swan dive into it. Well, no, that's not true. I was doing quite a lot of DJ work around the country, actually. I think I was doing Nottingham Rock City and stuff like that. And I did have money coming in. And I also did that. It would have been 95, I think it was 94, 95, 96 that I did Monsters of Rock, or, you know, Metallica's Escape from the fucking Studio, or whatever it was fucking called at the time, where I was the MC DJ. And that was great. That was, you know, the last great days of Monsters of Rock before it became the, you know, the money-making machine that fucking Down is, you know, 1,000 bands over 3 days, you know. You know, there's a book, a very fucking expensive book about the history of Monsters of Rock that you can purchase. And it's, you know, I'm talking like fucking 150 quid or something, a fucking pop. And it's supposed to have the definitive history. You know, you get people like fucking Metallica to sign it, then it costs you 1,000 quid a fucking, you know, copy. But anyway, it's the definitive. I'm not even fucking mentioned in it. I am not even fucking. I don't exist as far as Monsters of Rock is concerned, whoever fucking put that book together. And I've got a pretty good idea who it was, some fucking female press agent whose name I won't mention. But yeah, useless fucking toe rag. Anyway, so then at one of those Monsters of Rock, I think Ozzy was playing at one. Ozzy and Kiss. Oh, that was hilarious. When fucking Kiss didn't want me to announce them, right? And the helicopter came flying across the crowd with, you know, Kiss on the side of it, and everyone thinking, oh, they're arriving, the band's arriving, you know, oh, fucking fabulous. And the helicopter comes and it actually descends behind the back of the stage. And it was, you know, the stage was big enough that, you know, unless you stood right at the side of the crowd audience, you know, you'd have thought, oh, it's landed, you know, and they're jumping out. Bollocks, it just fucking hovered whilst the Bedford van pulled up with the band in it, who jumped out holding onto their fucking wigs for dear life because of the fucking helicopter fucking wind. And I'm coming down the gantry at the back as they're going up, and I'm just laughing, laughing at them. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest rock band in the world. You know, it's like, yeah, fucking look at you. Fucking hanging onto your wigs. Look at fucking Ace with a fucking banana down the fuck of his fucking spandex. You know, it was hilarious. Fucking hilarious. But then after that, I did the Ozfest at Milton Keynes, which led on to me going out to America in 99 to do, Milton Keynes was 98, I think, the first Ozfest. And then I went to the US to do the Ozfest with Black Sabbath headlining, Rob Zombie special guest. Then I did 2000 as well, which had Ozzy headlining and Pantera as special guests. That was, fuck me. I behaved myself on the 1999 one, but fuck me, the 2000 one. That was full fucking rock and roll party mode. You know, when you're on the road with Pantera, you don't fuck about. You know, you're there to fucking party and rock. And you're going to fucking rock hard, rock heavy, and fucking rock animal, which might involve fucking destroying a few dressing rooms along the way, you know, which you would pay for in cash for the day. Well, how much? $5,000. Yeah, here's $7,000, you know, fuck off. Yeah, good fun. Great fun. And then what happened after that? I think that 2000... I think I might have come back and done a couple of Ozfests in the UK. I think there was another one. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think wherever the last Ozfest in the UK did, I got another. You know, oh, they want to see you in the production office. By now, I know if anybody wants to see me in the fucking office, all hell's going to break loose. And the sad thing is, I'd been talking to Ozzy earlier about, you know, are you going to come back out on that? I said, yeah, I hope so. You know, it all depends on. I'll have a word, mate. You know, I'll have a fucking word with her. You know, don't you fucking worry. I like you. Anyway, I got pulled in the office going, I'm afraid we won't be requiring your services anymore. I said, why? Sharon doesn't like you saying fuck the Queen. It might fucking affect her, you know, Ozzy's knighthood. Yeah, right. Fuck
of course.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of that. And then we do go into the major fucking decline of just depression. Really, you don't really want to fucking talk about it, but yeah, years of fucking. I think you knew me during this period, didn't you?
I certainly did. Mate.
Yeah. When was the big ball? What year was the big ball?
Oh God, that must be about 15 years ago now.
So what would that have been? That would be early 2000s.
Yeah, would have been.
Yes, yeah. Well, that was a good one because that got me out of the house, and we had a fucking weekend and a half there, didn't we? I remember falling on stage.
Yeah.
Because there was some cunt who was completely fucking right, going on about you're just a fucking drunk fucking blah blah, and I come stomping down the stage giving him shit over the microphone and just fucking disappear over the edge of the stage. And it's like, yeah, you might be right.
but it's you know that AC/DC thing that we've done that over 3 years. I think is for me the best thing that come out of that really was I got to know you as a mate.
Yeah,
and for me, the friendship that we've had over the years has been really important to me. You know, I mean, we've had some messy times together, and you know.
Well, I'd say when I was going through, you know, my depression years. And I know, you know, I used to I loved coming up to see you in Storm. It was always fucking a delight. And I always used to come back a lot happier than I fucking when I arrived. So that was good.
I tell you what, I did remember we went for the audition for that bus.
Oh,
me in Birmingham.
Bus trip. Was it called Bus Trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to be on that, weren't we? Fucking hell, but we were too good. They knew that we pissed it. But yeah, so yeah, I mean that's basically, you know. And then in I think it was 2010, I got beaten up by feral children on the streets of Bermondsey, who knocked me out fucking clean. Knocked my front tooth out, fucking stamped on my hands because they thought I was an artist, you know, basically that was it. You know, I wanted to get out of London, and an opportunity arose where a good friend of mine who used to be Iron Maiden's manager's, Rod Smallwood's personal assistant. She'd given up the rock business and moved back to her parents' house, which, funnily enough, when I was probably about 9-10 years old, and living in that part of the world, Worcestershire, we used to drive past it. This house had like a fucking massive long driveway with big iron gates and just looked like it was a mansion. And I used to, as a kid, be in the backseat going, oh, fuck, I'd fucking give anything to live there. And, many years later, I do live there because that's where Georgina fucking lived with her parents. And she lived in the converted barn. She was moving out because she'd, coupled up with some chap in Wales and said, it's yours if you want it. It's the same rent as London, but you get free electricity. And it's like, yeah, I'll do it. Best thing I ever fucking did. And then slowly but surely, I weaned myself off the antidepressants and I shouldn't really say this, but what the fucking government are doing at the moment, I shouldn't get political, but what the government are doing at the moment is saying that, people who haven't got jobs, and if they haven't, found a job within 6 months, blah, 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 going to take you off your benefits, right? Well, I was obviously getting benefits because, I couldn't work because I was depressed. And I really was. I'm not joking. Even though I'd moved to the country, I mean, quite a large part of my day, not every day, but when I was having a fucking bad day, and I would probably have about 4 or 5 of those a week, I would just get up, and because in the country, I could just open the front door and let the dog out and not fucking, have to take it for a walk. I just go back in and that's what I do. I just sit in my chair and I just stare at the fucking wall. Dog would come back in, I'd feed it, go back and sit in the chair. Yeah, it was pretty fucking grim for a while. But as I say, because I was depressed, they left me alone for quite a while. And then I got a call to say, right, we want you back at the job centre, we've got questions to ask you. And I had to go in, and you can't get a medical thing, and they decide whether you're depressed or not. And if I remember rightly, they said that I was fit for work. And if if you haven't found a job, we're going to cut your benefits and blah, blah, blah. And so the only way I could deal with it was to appeal. Now, can you imagine someone, and as depressed as I was, you then got to sit down and write your appeal, right? But I don't know how I did it. I did it, and I must have done a good job, because at the appeal, they were very much on my side and were very much not on the job centre side. And I got left alone for another 18 months. But during that 18 months, I kind of was getting better. I was weaning myself off the fucking antidepressants. And I thought, right, got to do something, And they had a course, they would help you. They said, what do you want to do? I said, well, I'm quite good at design. Maybe I could do some cards or prints and stuff like that. Set up my own little business, small business. And they were great. They helped me do that. And I think this was probably around 2016, 17. And yeah, I got back on my feet again. And, from there on, I've been doing, well, I don't do them anymore, but I used to do loads of, greetings cards, birthday cards, Christmas cards, Christmas cards, shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, prints, posters, I did the fucking lot. And I earned a living, and, whenever I need money, that's what I do these days.
And they always sell out. As soon as you produce them,
they do. They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah. But you know, I mean, when I was doing the T-shirts, I can't do it now because it's just I don't know how I fucking did it actually. I think the first T-shirt I did, the first T-shirt I did was it was a Black Sabbath design, but the runes around it said "fuck your rules." I can't remember how many I did of that, but I do remember there was one. It was a long sleeve T-shirt, and it was fucking I did 300. And I would sign and number each T-shirt. And I don't know if you've ever tried writing neatly on a fucking T-shirt, but it's hard work, you know, to do 300 of the bastards. You know, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And there was another one which was 250, but I've given up that. I've given up the signing them. I just put a little thing on the sleeve saying, Krusher limited edition of 175 or whatever it is.
Yeah. But you know, looking back on those times, say 10, 15 years ago, so when I see you now, I see you was a lot happier, even though you've gone through some illnesses of recent. You know, now your life and the way you are, you know, your personality and so, you seem a lot calmer and happier in yourself, Krusher.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, no, I found a good woman, Carol, and you know, she's got an amazing house. You know, I'm fucking, yeah, I've landed on my feet, you know, very lucky man. Yeah, you know, I'm very happy now, very happy.
And weirdly enough, I got up the Tivoli nightclub a while back.
Yeah.
And it was on the fucking door, it was Pony. First thing he said to me, he goes, "How's Krusher?"
Right. I'm surprised.
He's still on the fucking door, that boy, mate, trying to impress the ladies on why he's called Pony.
Oh God, those nights there, they were. God, they weren't successful, were they?
They were good fun, though, mate.
They were good fun. But and then you know, obviously, I'm doing Bloodstock Festival. You know, now I'm not doing the MCing because they don't have MCs on the main stage. But you know, I exhibit in the rock and metal. And like last year, I did a couple of sessions of Krusher Nories, and I think again next year, I think they booked me in to do some more telling my stories, and I am definitely exhibiting next year. Excellent. And I'm doing Stone Dead as well, which is great. And I believe you're going to Stone Dead as well.
Yeah, you come down, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well, Chris.
Yeah, it'd be good, mate. It'd be good.
Good. Well, I have to thank you for your valuable time, mate.
Okay, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
It has been a blast. Have a wonderful Christmas, mate.
I will indeed, and yourself. We'll have a happy Christmas and a rocking New Year.
Ah, very good. Actually, just for you disappear, a clip popped up on my Instagram yesterday, and they were talking to Lemmy about religion, right? And Lemmy said, he said, look, there's only one Bible that's worth reading. He said, it's fucking Kerrang.
Yeah, good man. Fucking good man. I love Lemmy. Funny enough, I put a thing up on Facebook today about when I was designing in 1979 their tour program for the Bomber Tour. Gave me the original fucking lyrics to the track called All the Aces, which is from the Bomber album. And he goes, I wrote these in the fucking bog at Olympic Studios, right? And I was like, oh, fantastic. Because if you can get them in the program, you know. And I can't remember why we didn't, but I didn't. I was like, oh, do you want them back? He said, nah, you can keep them. Have them. And it's like, oh, fucking brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, mate. That's a great one. That's a fucking pension fund one.
And it's really interesting to me because I see a lot of the original stuff that you designed and those pencil sketches and pen sketches of all that stuff. You've done some incredible work, and you know it's going to be amazing when you see all that stuff. You know, if you're a metal fan, when you do your exhibitions, to actually see that original drawings and designs, it's fucking legendary stuff, isn't it?
I hope so. Yeah. No, it is. I mean, you know, I look at it now, and I mean, I could not. I was looking at the Aussie logo and, well, lettering for Bark at the Moon, which has a very spiky one. I tried to do one of those a couple of years back, and that was a couple of years back. My hand's getting fucking dry. My hand, I just couldn't do it. I mean, I might have been able to do it if it was about 3 foot by 3 foot, but I used to do A4 fucking size fucking tracing paper, you know, crazy. But yeah, I did it anyway. I did it, and it's there. It's there for history to fucking do what it wants with. And yeah, fuck them all.
Fuck them all. Fuck them in the cockhole, mate.
Yeah, right.
Mate, as always, an absolute pleasure.
Okay, mate. And don't forget, rock hard, rock heavy, rock animal.
Thank you for your guidance. I'll see you soon, bro.